Alright then, here we go. Hopefully our streaming software will connect, and it has. Excellent. I don't know if I'll get anybody coming along to this one, and if I don't, that's quite okay with me. Oop, can you... Yes, you can probably hear me. So yesterday we built these little people, and after the stream finished, I did actually build two more little people. We built Selfie Girl. It's a bit sad on the focus on this camera. Probably going to have to replace it for Lego builds. It's a bit shit. And we got Bubble Tea Boy, or Bobber Tea, depending on where you come from. Some people call it Bobble Tea, and some people call it Bubble Tea, and some people call it Boba Tea. I don't care. It's all good. But anyway, to make this stream a little bit quicker than the last one, what I've done is I have separated all of the parts out into plastic bags, so I won't be hunting for parts. Don't fear about the non-reusable plastic, because I will in fact be reusing the plastic. All good. Guarantee you I'll do that. Let me just put some lights in here, and let's get another light on over here. We can't. Oh well, alright, that's fine. All good. Not working. So this way what I'm hoping is I'll be able to step through the build a little bit quicker. And you know what would really help? And it's kind of embarrassing. I need to go grab the instructions. Shh. Never happened. And you know what? No one's going to be talking to me, so I don't know why I'm wearing headphones. I don't need them. All good. Okay, here we go. What we got up to last time was our 39, I believe. So in instruction 39. So we're almost up to that. I just need to move a piece of equipment I was using in my last stream and get it out of the way. Let's just turn it up on end and hope it doesn't fall down. Let's put a little Lego person under it so it doesn't fall down. Okay. Because now I've got somewhere to put the book. That's the problem going from one stream to another one. I need different equipment and I need to put it in places. And maybe I should give myself a bigger break before I go on to the next one. There's a lesson for next week. Bee. So, continuing our build, yesterday, this is where we got up to. We're building 8107 Spring Lantern Festival. You can see that down on the bottom right there. It's a really cool looking kit. And I have to admit, when I saw it, I knew I wanted it, and I love the look of it. So I'm going to enjoy putting this one together, and it's going to be a good one to go on display. So, we have our parts for this bit. So let's get underway. Now, I tend to turn the kit so that it matches what we're looking at in the book. So it's just helpful to be able to do that. And it's a bit like reading a map. If you turn the map to be the right way, and I am just going to put on some light. So excuse me a moment, we'll lead away. There we go. The light will work. Oh, that's better, isn't it? That looks better on the stream, and it's much better for my tired, shitty old eyes. Okay then. Here we go. Now let's just get this oriented the right way, get our head back into Lego building mode as distinct from train operating mode, which is where I was before. That's my other stream, Train Simulator Driver. So if you like train simulation, or if you just like to hear me rabbit on about shit, please join that stream. It runs every Sunday morning, except when I'm working on Puffing Billy. Can't really do two things at once. I suppose I could stream from the train, but that would probably be illegal and would probably get my ass kicked. So I won't. Pretty sure you can't use a phone when you're working on a train. So there's that first bit. I mentioned before that I've put all these things into plastic bags just so I can make the build go a little bit quicker. And please don't fear about using the plastic bags, because I will be reusing the bags for future builds. So they're not wasted, and they're not going to go to landfill. They're going to keep being used and used and used and used. Okay, we're on to instruction number 40. And we want one of these. I hope you guys can't hear that vacuum cleaner thing that started up upstairs, despite it not supposed to be running when I'm streaming. So I don't know why it's running on a Sunday morning, because it's not meant to be. But that's life, isn't it? This is really weird. We put in all these complex pieces over here, and now we're covering them up. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a waste of feature pieces, Lego. Don't know what you're doing there. And I don't know why I've got two of these. That's okay. Alright, next step. So we are now coming over here. Alright then. Bit of a change of pace. Still trying to work to get my head around that thing. And we've got our little leafy bits sticking in here. And we're meant to have another little green fella, which we don't have in our sack. But fortunately, I have my spare parts at hand down here, so I can actually get to them. And I have a faint suspicion I did have this green thing and I dropped it, because I felt something hit the floor just a little moment ago, and I don't quite know what it was. So I suspect it was the missing piece. That's okay, as they say. Alright then. Looks like we've got a viewer watching me build. It's always cool. I hope you enjoy it. Please say something in the chat if you would like to. Certainly don't have to, but if you would like to, you're more than welcome. And I will attempt to chat back, despite my keyboard being slightly unreachable. I'll try and do it, funnily enough, with my mouth. Okay. So we have these couple of bits. And trying to figure out where they go with the light the way it is a bit of a nightmare, because it's very shiny. Okay, I see where they go. Down over here. It's interesting, we've used so much feature water in this one, and water bricks are a little bit unusual, but most of them are getting covered up, which is, I understand that they're creating a three-dimensional sort of feel here, but it does seem to be just a little bit strange. But that's okay. Now we're on to the next part. And we're going in here. Okay, so that makes some sense. That one goes there. And this one goes in the other corner over here. We've got this little plonker going in here. There's plonkers everywhere. Plonkers, plonkers, plonkers. Alright then, so that one. We're building up a nice little shoreline here with a nice little three-dimensional look. So it is really starting to look kind of like a pond, and that's one of the reasons I like this kit, because I noticed the three-dimensional sort of features. I love the koi fish swimming in the pond, that's really cool. So, on to the next step. Oh no, more plastic bags. Hey look, you can actually see I reuse these. Look at that, that's an old one. I reuse them every time, and I often sort Lego into the plastic bags. Okay, these ones are going up here, I think, yes. Nice long ones, and one for the other end. I've changed the camera angle a little bit for today, which hopefully gets you better angle. The light's not brilliant though. I'm casting a little bit of a shadow, I think, but we can only deal with one thing at a time. It's another area we've got all these lovely detail pieces going in, and we're covering them up, which is just a little bit strange. But that's okay. Things like this little flower piece, he's just about to disappear right now. There we go. He's gone. So why did they even put that there? Why didn't they use a less decorative piece? Seems a weird way to go to me, because those pieces have to cost more to make, because they're not your run-of-the-mill pieces, so I don't know why they used them. The only possible reason I can think of is that they can be a little bit easier to pluck out of things because they have the little raised edge. That is a possibility, I guess. So now we are plonking in some green bits. So we're continuing to build this up. You may remember in the last stream, oh, that one doesn't quite go in there terribly well. You may remember in the last stream I talked that the really bright pieces, like these reds and pinks and yellows, they'll disappear. And as you can see, they very much are, because normally they use those pieces to give your brain something to attach to while you're building. So you've got a reference point, and it just helps you orient things in your head while you're working out what's going on. You can hear my kitten in the background there, named Dove, who is currently feeding Lego pieces out of the trays. So let's just put these up here where little Miss Dove can't get to them. Oops. Little Miss Dove. Can you come and say hello, Dove? This is Dove. So Dove is a rescue kitten. She's a chinchilla, we think, and she is completely blind, so nothing, but she hears well. Certainly knows what you're doing when you're making noises. She's a cute little thing. And she's coping okay with being blind. She's, I think, about 4 or 5 weeks old now, but she's growing well, very healthy, and she's certainly getting around. She's never known sight, so not having it doesn't seem to bother her very much, although she does run into things sometimes. We're trying to be careful not to move stuff around the house, and we have to be careful not to run over her as well. She's sitting right under my wheels of my chair right now, so I've just got to remember she's there and try and avoid killing her. Now, that would not be cool. Alright, more green bits. Sorry for the interlude. I hope you like pussycats. Anyway, back on with the green bits. And this is over on the opposite corner. So this is right down. Just checking. No, I was about to do the wrong thing then. It goes over here. All that crashing and bashing down under my feet. You can guess who that is, I'm sure. Okay, keep building this green shoreline. Yeah, at least this time the little flower didn't completely disappear. It's still there. That's cool. And we keep on building around the edges here. And now we're up to this other side over here. First one goes here. And then we have... Yep, that seems vaguely sensible. Looks a little weird, but vaguely sensible. I'm guessing that's where the bull sits when we get to him. The bull will be in today's stream. So this is the year of the bull or the year of the oxen or something like that. Very culturally insensitive, I know. But I'm just like that. I build Lego because it's fun. I don't build it to celebrate particular things, even though that's what it's for. And it's certainly building up a nice three-dimensional feel to this, so it's quite cool. I quite like that. God, this webcam's awful, isn't it? The one on my face is much better, but this one's quite... Maybe I should invest. Let me know what you think. And I've got 3 people tagging along with this one now, which is cool. I'd love it if you said hello in the chat, then I'd know who you are, because I don't know if I don't see you in the chat. I can't tell who is actually watching and who's not. I imagine that's a privacy thing from the Goog, so well done the Goog. But it would be nice for stream people to actually know who is there. Because then you can talk to people and you can be friendly and things like that. But I can also see why people wouldn't actually want you to know who was there. Especially with something embarrassing like Lego. It's just a bit uncool, isn't it? Yeah, where does this piece go? This piece goes there. Okay. Because I've split this out into 2 bags at a time. No, we're starting to make some sense now, I think. Yes. Yes. we are making some sense, I think. It looks very similar to the other side. I'm surprised those red bits are sticking out though, so I'm betting that we will be very soon covering those up with something, because I'd be surprised if they stayed there. This one is just a little bit of a mind bender, because what they're doing is some quite unusual shapes they're building up. So this is an interesting pattern, and I'm pretty sure this is where the bull sits later on, which sort of makes sense to me, unless he's over there. So that's the entrance to the garden. I assume they'll end up being steps of some kind, and we have our bull sitting here and the pond here. I think there's a string of lanterns or something across the back here by the looks of it. So building all that up now. Good stuff. So this time round we will finish book 1 of the instructions. I did have someone ask on the last stream of which, do I use a book or not? And for these kits, yes I do, but when I'm building my own things, no I don't. And I often build things from a kit, find all the bits that I don't like and rebuild them. And then I mock those up myself. The mock process can take absolutely hours and hours and hours. So it can take a long time to work out the right things that go into places. Now there's 2 of these go here, which this is a little bit strange. There's 2 there. Where does the other one go? Ah, sneaky. It's over there. Okay, there we go. Now this one goes up here, and these ones go on the back of that. That's fine. That way around. That's making sense, isn't it? Good stuff. Oh, I've lost someone. That's a bit sad. I've bored someone to death. I could just console myself and say maybe their internet dropped out and they didn't want to listen to me talking shit, but maybe they did. That's okay. So first up, we're using these little cut tile pieces. Can you see these pieces on the edge here? Let me move over a little bit and you'll be able to see them. And then there's the bits for the next step there. So we are plonking these over here. Can certainly hear some munchkins starting to chatter upstairs, so I guess they're waking up. My game playing munchkins. Shouldn't call them munchkins. They're kind of old. Getting older every day. You go up on top there. Okay. Now up to the next step, and we're going to be building some things that join together by the looks of it. So they've got a particular order to these. And another one of those on top, then another one of these on top of that. So we're making up a little assembly. And now we're doing that one, and the same thing at the other end. So this is called snot. Studs not on top. That's how they've all joined together. And they've joined sets in opposite angles, which is cool. And I've got a little tile to go on here somewhere, but I don't quite see where he goes. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Goes there. Very good. Okay, so over the page, and let's see where this actually gets put. Down here on the back of the pond. Right on the edge, I think, yes. Alright then, so that'll be holding something up soon. There's a couple of clip connectors there for something else to get joined into. Right, I think you'll agree this is certainly going much quicker than last time, which is a good thing. Another little clip in there, and we put our little ball on top. And we've got some colourful bits coming up. So these are the colours from the Friends sets, which primarily... Lego, this is where you need to listen to the universe, really, because you need to stop aiming stuff at girls and boys and just start aiming stuff at people. because they use girl colours for girl things, and they use boy colours for boy things. And to be honest with you, that is pretty shitty. So I would much prefer that they just built sets and pick colours for aesthetic reasons, not for girl and boy reasons. It's like going into the more old-fashioned of the toy shops. Let's look at Toys R Us, for example. There's a reason that that organisation is not doing very well, and that's because they have a girl aisle, which is pink, and a boy aisle, which is blue, which is just rubbish. It's not necessary. This somehow clips in here. There we go. Gotcha. Finally figured you out. I'm guessing this is the ball platform. Yes, I think so. And it looks like our last leftover little red bits here are about to disappear because we're putting a surround in. Does it go around? Yes, it goes around this one, I think. Let's just get rid of this hair. I don't need a hair stuck in my build. It's a problem with having cats and a beard. Hair everywhere. And Lego loves attracting little hairs. And then same with these things are going on here that make the platform. It's quite an interesting technique. Lots of yelling going on upstairs. Good to hear. Apparently they're having omelettes for breakfast today. I had my breakfast 2 hours ago. Okay. That one there. There you go on these ones. Okay. I'll have to listen to the stream back later and see how much you can actually hear of what's the conversations and things from upstairs, because I can hear them. I don't know if the mic picks them up for you guys. You could say it in the chat if it does. Light brick. I'm sure you can hear that one. That's okay. I don't want the streaming to interfere with the family getting on with stuff that they do. I think I was building off camera then. Sorry. I'm just building another little assembly. We're starting the footings for the bull, I believe. So we're just building that out now. We have our light brick. Light brick. They're kind of pointless things, light bricks, to be honest. Just a little bit. But that's okay. I think they need a glowing ball. So we're still building up this little assembly piece. Oops, that's too early for that piece. Now that goes on there, and if we turn it this way around, these little fellas go on down here. The little bright red cheese wedges. Okay, let's build that assembly out. One of our cats you can hear sneezing in the background there. He's about to jump in a Lego tray. No, she missed. Good, otherwise that would have gone everywhere. Alright, I'm just going to put this aside for a moment since we're building the ball. And just keep that front and centre so it's not visually distracting and it gives me a little bit more room. And we have a munchkin desperately trying to be quiet. Good morning, Matthew. He's now mortally offended that I talk to him. Because, you know. Okay. That's another specialty print brick. couple of gold bricks. Gold used to be really unusual in Lego, and now it's everywhere. Next I'll be doing Bitcoin bricks. Okay, so these are going on here. It looks, no, not like that though, like this. And that suggests they're coming out even, which is interesting because I don't know how they would. One is higher than the other. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. Let's see. No, that does clip on there quite nicely. So yeah, I guess it's intentional. Light brick. Oh, it's not as bright anymore. Look at that. That's sad. Anyway, let's get on with these little things. And now we've got a couple of these little red cheese wedges. And there's a couple more of these little, oops, almost escaped. A couple more going on here. Okay, so we're building up nicely. You want me to do it again, don't you? Okay, how's it looking if I do it that way? Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, cool. On to the next piece. Yesterday it probably took me an hour to get this far into yesterday's build, and now we're only about 25 minutes in, so I'm actually pretty happy with the way this is going along. So we have got this is 78 to 85. Okay, good. So I think we're building the exact same thing again. By the looks of it, it's just the other way around. So I don't know why they didn't just say, hey, build the same thing twice. That would have been much better. And that's how I press down on the glass to use this. Glass is an excellent surface for building Lego. It's also a good surface when you're messy. It just helps you keep stuff clean. More gold. Thank you. Just making sure I was building on camera then. I am, but it's in shadow, so I need to do... Yeah, let's do this. Christmas lights. Does that help? Not really, does it? They don't really cast much light, those things. Put them here and here. There we go. There. Yep. And there we go. How's that? I've really only got those here to show me where the boundaries of the camera area are. I should pay a bit more attention here, really, shouldn't I? And you go on top there. You go on top there. Got a couple of cheese wedges to go on here. That looks okay. So let's bring him round, put these on. That does seem to fit okay. Yep, that seems to be a replicant of what's on that side, so I guess we're doing the right thing. Now we've got this one goes on here. This one goes on the back. Oop. Oop, 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 oop. I messed that up. It's a good thing I didn't cut my fingernails today. That goes in there. That goes on there. So I'm guessing that this is maybe the body of the bull. Or maybe it's its head. Could be a head. We'll find out in a tick. That's the body. I know now. I can see the next steps. Just a note, if you joined late, particularly if your name's Hermes, I reuse the plastic bags, so don't worry that I'm using so much plastic. It all gets reused. So thanks for joining the Lego build stream today. If you're not subscribed, feel free. If you're into gameplay, oh, that's getting better. Oh, it's quite cool. If you're into gameplay, I also stream on Train Simulator Driver, both on YouTube and Twitch. We're going to make the head with some horns now, by the looks of things. It's an interesting little construction. I quite like the way these things hang together sometimes. Use the glass to get this nice and square. That's why glass is a good surface. Oh, someone's sneaking down the stairs. Trying to be quiet, but they don't have to. They really don't. Okay. Why do I have so many bits left over that I have not used yet? Did I do something silly? Yes. Okay, I think I need to make another little... In the picture for this piece, it's showing me some other bits that are in play already, which I have not put on. So I'm just having a look at where they go. Here we go. Alright, so that's an unusual one. Let me just show you that. So it's using the stud of the back of this chain piece. So is this going to be a thing around its neck, or is this its testicles? That's an interesting question. Maybe it's its tail. Look at that. There you go. Now, what else do we have to do? We've got some little feet going on in the front as well. And we should have a lot more of these. But we don't. Do we have them in the next kit? Or do we have them in the leftover parts tray? Because we didn't count the parts out properly. Well done, Nuff. Now some of these have markings on them, which is interesting, because it's not these ones. These ones aren't meant to have markings on them. Okay, I need to dig into the next bag, which has got some more. I didn't notice these had markings on them yesterday. So let's just swap these. So there's two... Oops, no, it's a different piece. This is organised, isn't it? At least I noticed now. Alright, so there we go. Now we can make up these little legs and put them on. So this is more studs not on top stuff. Making our little leg pieces here. Ooh, old fat fingers. There's the little legs for that side. Now we'll do the ones for this side. It's interesting that you're using gold bricks in here because you can't see them. Once they're on, they just disappear. Chinese do love gold and red, don't they? And that's cool. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're back to making what I presume is the head. So we're back to this bag now. Now hopefully this time I've got the right bits. Wouldn't that be cool if I had the right bits? Well, I've still got 2 viewers entertained, that's a good thing. I'd love it if you said hello though, that'd be cool. That sort of hangs in there, but it doesn't really clip. Ah, smart. Okay. So this goes on the front. No, this way. This way. Now it goes on the front of the head. Good. I look up occasionally because I'm just checking the camera to make sure that you can actually see what I'm doing. Because it'd be pretty sad if I was building stuff and you couldn't see what I was doing. Be a little bit... Okay, now we've got these pieces going on. Oh, this is a little bit hard to tell what's happening here. They are going like so. Alright, so I'm assuming the other one is the opposite way. Just seems to sort of make sense. And these little pieces with what look like... their eyes. Look at that. Can you see that little eye? It's a bit hard to see. There we go. Bit hard to see, but you can see it now. Okay, that makes sense. Cool bananas. Even more noise coming from upstairs now. That one doesn't make sense there. I think it's probably this one. Is that going to go on that way around? How have they done this? There we go. That one on that side, which would mean this one goes on this side if I can get it to clip in. That one went that way. That's not actually how it goes. That's backwards. I'm sure that's backwards. Couldn't be that way around. It's got to be this way around, surely. I really don't like the way this works. It's not right. There we go. Now this one. Have I done something wrong? I have. There we go. When it doesn't fit, get a bigger hammer. Okay, or in Lego, pull it apart and try again. Now there's a little gold stud to go on the top. That's why I like Lego. It's all about problem solving and puzzles. Why have I got 3 horns? I only need 2. The other one must be for something else. Oops. Oops. Where did that go? Where did it go? There it is. It's a good thing you can't see down that low. I know where that went. Alright. Let's just keep that aside because I don't think we'll actually need it. This looks like our bull is pretty much done. It's kind of cool. And the nose ring should probably hang down. Alright then, so I'm guessing we'll be planting it in a moment, so we'll be bringing this back, and indeed we are planting it. Alright, now they've got a specific way this is oriented, so let me just try and get that correct. That way, I think, so it sits on the dots. Ah, it all makes sense now. That's why they had you put those dots on before instead of them being on the bases of the feet. That's quite clever. Let me show you how that is sitting if I can. So you can see how it's sitting on the dots. That's quite clever. That's 3-dimensional thinking. The people who design Lego kits are very, very clever. Alright, we are now moving on to bag 5. So bag 5 will be our last bag today, because I don't want to run these streams for more than an hour, because I just don't think they're exciting enough to run for more than an hour. And I tend to run out of shit to say. Okay, now let's spin this around so we orient it the same way as the book. And we'll start working down here. This sits in low. Look at that. We're using architectural pieces when we could have just used a stack of a couple of other things. And now those nice architectural pieces are gone. Oh well, this is just life, isn't it? Now these seem to partially overlap that leaf. It seems to make sense where that's gone. Now I'm just trying to figure out where the tiles go. Okay. I think I should have a couple more tiles than what I've got in my hand, so they will still be in the parts bin. If you're new to my streams, I use these. They're an IKEA product. They're just a cutlery tray, and they're handy because it's really easy to get small pieces out of the trays, and they're quite heavy too, so they just tend to sit where you put them. They don't skate around everywhere. Okay. Next. I'm glad I pre-sorted these. I'm quite enjoying the build a little bit more because I'm not having to go hunting for stuff. I did that yesterday when the stream was over. Okay, so let's start by doing these bits. There's some more of these little silver ingots. I like these things. Got little gold ones too. I've got a Scrooge McDuck and a big pile of gold ingots somewhere that I built. And that was a mock. I quite like the ingots. I like the way they look. So they're using them as some sort of brick here, but that's okay. Now, next pieces. We're going back over to here. And it looks like all those nice colourful bits. I mean, look at it. See all these nice colourful pieces in here that I were thinking were going to form some nice part of the garden and it was going to be colourful and cool. Well, guess what? They just become grey. Lego, why did you bother? Seriously. That's just... It's like they had a whole bunch of stuff and they went, what colour have we got in the parts bins that we can just chuck into this kit because we don't need them, because we don't use them for anything else? That's what it feels like to me. Because you're not going to be able to see them, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're mounting another one of these. They have the kit oriented a little differently, so I'm just reorienting so I don't mess this up too badly. I've got more little ingots coming in. We've got some more grey tiles. Okay. I'm going to do this in a different order to what the kit says. Sorry. Have I put that in the right place? I don't think so. Because I need to be able to put this here. So that probably goes more like that. That feels better. Definitely feels better. I just smacked our bull in the nose. Sorry, bull. That's a bit awkward. Why did they put the bull on and then build underneath it? That's a bit awkward, Lego. You didn't think that one through. Usually they're pretty awesome about getting things in exactly the right order, so it just builds really easily, but not this time. That's okay. It's all good. So I've still got 2 people holding on. Alright, so let's get some of these little grey tiles in. Oops. Fat fingers. And coming down there. Got lots of little ingots going on now. Ingots everywhere. I'm sort of thinking to myself, how cool would it be if they had some of those water pieces up here? I reckon that would look excellent. So where these blank gaps are, if they had water pieces in there, that would be like stepping stones through a pond, and that would be really, really nice. I kind of think that might happen later on when I adjust this kit to suit me instead of suiting the way Lego designed it. I always build them the Lego way first, and then I often change them. Because there's just things that I look at and I go, you know, that could be better. So we'll see what that little path area is really part of, and if it's what I think it is. Huh. Lately, there's been a lot of frogs in Lego kits. This one's yellow frogs. This one's actually a frog. Last time I was using frogs, they were being built as ears. Okay, now we're going to do some architectural pieces. Looks like they've got the kit oriented the same way. So we've got our frog on, and now we're going to put some tiles on. We've got some little 4x tiles, and they're going on. I see, they're going to use these to set the spacing for the other things. That's smart. That way you don't mess up the spacing for the other things when you put these on. And you're not so likely to get them wrong. Although, you still could easily enough. Oops. Especially since I was just putting the wrong piece on there. Who saw that? Anyone see that? No, no one saw that, did they? No, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. No, never happened. Never make mistakes. That's not me. I don't get anything wrong. Well, yes I do. An interesting little fence. Quite pretty. Quite stylish. But I need to get these things flat. Alright, let's use my old friend, wherever it's gone. Where has it gone? Ah, here it is. I'll put it on this side. And just press all the pieces up against this steel ruler, because I can't press them against the glass here. And it just gets them all much better aligned, so they look nicer. And then you can also give it a bit of a whack. And that got the cat's attention. How did you get up there? This is a blind cat who's sitting on the first level of the cat tree. I need to take a picture of this. Excuse me just a moment. In fact, you know, look down there. I don't know how she got up there. Ah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Oh, no, she's getting down. And she's down. Okay. I thought I was going to have to rescue her for a minute there, but no. Very, very self-serve. Very good. Okay, now let's move on to the next bag. So we're partway through building this little white fence. Looks like we're continuing on that now. Bags and bags and bags of parts. So it looks like, according to my analytics, I have 2 people watching and I have 4 people who are watching late. So they've started a bit late, so they're probably not in the chat. But if you want to say hello, feel free. If you're not subscribed and you're interested in hearing me talk shit about Lego, please dive in. Oops, I just made a mistake there and I just chucked that bit over the back of my desk. Fortunately, do I have a spare one? I do. But I'm betting I'll need that other piece sooner or later. Oh well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Watch out, Dove. I don't want to squash you. I've got to move my chair. She's currently climbing my leg. The little kitty. Delightful creature that she is. Except when she's climbing my leg because it hurts. Alright, now we're going to pop. Okay. We've got a lot of these little single studs. And we're going to pop tiles on top. And I'm going to try and do it without spitting them everywhere. She's up the cat tree again. Now this is kind of funny, you know, because with her learning how to get up the cat tree, we've got a baby gate to stop her getting up the stairs. Because if she tried to jump off the top of the balcony, she'd probably end up a bit flat, which wouldn't be very nice at all. So we've got her a little bit constrained, but if she's learning how to get up there anyway, we're probably going to have to rethink that. So she certainly knows how to get up and down from the first part of that. She's actually doing remarkably well. I guess it's because she's got the advantage that she's never had sight. So she's figuring out how to do stuff out of necessity. It's one of the things we do. I mean, most people know I'm in local guides, and one of the things that we try to feature is accessibility of places for people who don't have the same abilities that I do. And that could be hearing or sight or ability to move. I'm making a little bench here. I think I did that off camera, sorry. I need to be careful of that. Alright, that's just going to plonk down here. So just, it plonks in there. It's a fairly nice, simple little bench. And we've got our bull in place too. I don't know if you saw that go on before, but he looks kind of cool. Okay, what's next then? Oh, it looks like we're building a bridge. Okay, so where are we building a bridge? We're building a bridge offline, so let's get rid of the build for a moment. And let's concentrate on building a bridge. Starts out in the way any kid would build a Lego bridge. And they go, there you go, there's your bridge. It's all done. Well, maybe not. Alright, now it's looking a little more bridgey, but it's still a bit chunky, so I'm sure there's going to be more to this bridge. Now what's interesting is we're now getting into a mixture of Lego Star Wars, which is things and car parts. So this could be part of a car or a truck, probably from Lego Star Wars. And these could be architecture. They're an interesting one actually, because I have seen these before, but Lego seem to be going away from solid shapes. So I don't know if it's a cost-cutting thing, but before this would have been filled in and solid, and now they're not. So don't know the reasons. but it's certainly happening. Okay, so we're going to make this. This is actually going to look quite bridgy, just looking at the way this is going in the book. Oops, almost put that the wrong way. Just make sure we're on camera. We are. Need to go into the middle a bit more. Okay, so this, I think, let's put that over there. And we're building up this structure. Which does look a lot like what you would see under an actual bridge. And then it's going in to match those. It's a bit fiddly. There you go. I like the way that looks. So it might be deliberate that they've made hollow ones because it matches these, which I think have always been hollow. I don't think they've ever been solid. Well, not that I've noticed anyway. Someone will let me know because it's YouTube. If I get it wrong, there will be a ranty person telling me I'm getting it wrong. The other thing I tend to attract, because I like giving people the shits who are into things like fossil fuel, is they come and find my Lego builds and things and they try and give me the shits, but you know, care factor. YouTube just deletes their comments most of the time. I don't even see them. It says, hey, there's a new comment, and I go and look and it's not there. Okay, now we're building this part. So let's keep our bridge on camera. And we are upside down. Clipping in when I get him oriented just right. I think we're there. There we go, got him. And these are going on the edge. So these are some more snot bricks. Studs not on top. So they're bringing, instead of being on top, they're bringing the studs out on the sides for attaching other stuff. And even more of them, which is cool. No, that's not quite right. I'm putting those in the wrong spot. They need to go there. Cool. Good. So this is the next part. And we're building up some more stuff. Okay, so that one goes on there, and we put these little third blocks. They change the height of things. So you notice those other ones I put on aren't full height Lego blocks. Let's see if I've got a full height brick so I can show you. Do I have one handy? No, of course I don't. I really don't have a full height Lego brick handy. Yes, I do. This is from something else I was building before. So if I put that there, you can see that these aren't a full height brick. They come off just below the edge. And these ones match up. So I would bet that if I put 2 full height bricks there now, I reckon we're back to the... we're still a little bit off. Alright. I'll take that back then. Nothing like looking like you know nothing on a stream. Did that well. That's okay. Someone will be giggling away in the background now. No, they're not the big ones. You want the small ones here. Look at that. That makes sense. Aha, they fit. That's the bit we just put on. Cool bananas. And this looks like it's the bottom of the bridge step. So that's going to go on there. That seems to make some sense, doesn't it? So I'd be betting that soon we'll probably be making another one of those. And I think that's right now, in fact. And what's interesting is I didn't have these bits pulled out, so I am not quite properly prepared for this step. But that fortunately is okay. So what do you reckon? Do we build this from memory now? Or do we go back to the book? Let's have a crack. Let's see what happens. And we're going to have those two little bits, which go on the ends. Back up to here, we've got that one. And then we've got these. Now you put the one in the middle first so that these stay nice and square. Because when things aren't square and you're clipping other things on there, it just gets to be a pain in the bum. Okay, we are pretty much done. Looks pretty much the same as the other one, so I'm just guessing it goes on the other end of the bridge. Let's just make sure these are put together properly. Alright, there's our little bridge. There's a bit more trim work to do yet because I've got some small parts to go on here. So we're going to start with some cheese wedges. Go into these corners. That really changes the way they look. So before the cheese wedge and after the cheese wedge. It's not my fault they're called cheese wedges, they just look like bits of cheese. Even more when they're yellow. I guess this is provolone or something. Alrighty, now we must have some bits on the top. So these are a lot like the ones we put down here, except they're the other way up. I might show you the difference. I'm going to pull that one off there. So you see how they're the other way? Lego education, look at that. So Lego is very blocky and bricky, which means it's usually very square. But there are ways of making quite nice looking curves, if you try hard enough. Now, I'm coming down to the finishing steps for this little bridge today, and then when we plant the bridge on the kit, that will actually be the end of today's stream. Oh, these are nice. Very nice idea. So that really completes that curved look. That's really cool. I like that. Alright, now we want... It's funny how sometimes Lego tell you to put the bits together and then put them on. And sometimes they go, just put them on and then put the other bits on top. Makes you wonder if the same person wrote the instructions or not. So that looks pretty cool. Now I think this gets planted onto the model as is, but I actually think that later on I'll come back and revisit this. I think I'll tile this. So I might leave a place for a minifigure to stand, but I think I'll tile it out with the grey smooth tiles. Haven't got any to chuck on here just to show you, but I reckon that'll come in the future. Now, interestingly, suddenly these round bits that are on the bottom start to make some sense because we're putting them here. So these bits are going to fit over these bits. They're using, this is a turntable from a crane, and they're using this like a giant stud. So, see how that goes. It does kind of cover up the frog. So, there's our bridge in place. And interestingly, the frog's like a little secret now, isn't it? Can't really see him anymore. There he is. I'm sorry about the focus. I'm too close to the camera for this, but you can see the frog under the bridge. Oh, okay, so that's today's build. That way. So we've finished off all of the pond yesterday. We've got our bridge on top. We've built our bull, and that's looking quite cool. And that's enough for today. So, thank you for watching. And I will stream Lego again next week. It won't be on Saturday because I'm going to my father-in-law's 80th birthday and I've got Puffing Billy in the morning. So perhaps on Sunday after the train stream again. That sounds fairly likely. So 9 o'clock for the train stream, and that one is on Train Simulator Driver, both on YouTube and Twitch. And my Lego will stream on this channel, Paul Pavlinovich, only on YouTube. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a build, and I hope you enjoyed me talking shit. Bye now.